And sorry to keep everybody waiting. We've been waiting for one of our players to go to the store to get snacks for his wife because he is a good husband. If anyone was waiting, wow, I'm amazed, but thank you for joining. Anyway, I forgot to write a recap, so we're just gonna do the spark notes. Last we left off, our party had arrived in the I almost said city, the small town of Gulwyn on the northern shore of Durmshard Isle. They had been traveling here as a means of more quickly moving to intercept other agents of Lord Ekros and to pursue some personal interests, such as locating the First Circle to try and learn more about these strange gems being placed about that seem to have a corrupting influence on the land, as well as to investigate rumors, both found in the past and in notes, that members of the Order of the Ash were also active on this island. They've not found any leads to that yet in their short time in Gulwyn. However, they met up with a local, Ink on Skin, a tabaxi ranger and guide in these rather hostile jungles. Learning that this is the warring season for the tabaxi clans and that the weather itself has been or rather unseasonably wet, which in the rainforest is really saying something. The party quickly went off with him after paying him upfront, which was not needed, to go and acquire mounts and learned they would be taming triceratopses for this encounter. After a mix of chances, but thankfully all successes in the taming efforts, as fighting a trike would have sucked for all of you, you managed to acquire 4 such animals, and currently, if you look on this page, this is the, for those who weren't there, this is the pairings you have gone to for riding them, because these are not particularly bright creatures. They would benefit from riders who are most similar in appearance, and yes, that means Lotus and Turbius, because they both have quote-unquote horns.
We're all
With that,
horny together, yay.
yes, we got horny, we got furry, we got scaly, and we got green. The reason Sebastian's on furry is, I mean, look at the beard.
He's
In
close
any
enough.
case,
No
you
complaints.
have successfully tamed your mounts and have now regrouped at the edge of that same clearing. It's currently about midday. It took quite a bit of time to get all of this put together, and as soon as I get the calendar set to play, the day is yours. Inkunskin is currently just working to put the final touches on the actual harnesses. These rather simple looking bits of barding, though they are saddles, which you can strap your gear to, and Inkunskin has already gone about strapping various pieces of equipment, such as tents, hammocks, and other supplies, to the animals. Not notably to his own animal, the fucking enormous tiger Izan, who he will be riding himself.
Was also probably no, but depending, but he's probably also very familiar with compared to hikes.
Yes. There's literally a song in my list called Dinosaur Caravan.
I don't know.
Just noticed this. And it's parentheses jungle, so
Parentheses a jungle.
He does seem to, understand quite a bit about these trikes, so he's definitely used them before.
Yes.
Also, Sebastian,
reliable.
how look to make this Triceratops the trade bow to you?
It wasn't so much as a bow. It just knew that we needed a ride.
that is true. Not Sebastian's wording of it. The animal did walk up and literally bow down before him.
My question is how he coaxed it quicker than I did.
Well, I've been around the block, and I've done quite a lot in my lifetime.
What's a block?
When we were
know what a block is.
Exile, what would I need to roll to tell if he's bullshitting me?
That would be insight against his either persuasion or deception.
Yeah, no, I don't fucking buy that bullshit.
Okay.
I don't fucking buy your bullshit.
KJ, you can roll just your charisma mod and just tell me in a DM which you're using. You just roll a d20 and add whatever your charisma bonus is. In this case.
Oh, I thought we were talking
one.
about my comment for a second. I got really confused.
No.
Let's say I grew up in the wilderness.
Wait, are we supposed to be rolling for
That's what I-
something?
No.
So
no,
are
no.
you?
Either way, he would have passed.
Yeah. So there doesn't seem to be any overt deception in what he's saying, but he's definitely not telling you the full story. He has
Something
been
about-
around a long time,
Who's
but
telling
he
what story?
gave you no reason to actually answer the question. No actual
He's
answer.
old.
He's got dimension.
Dementia.
Dimension.
Dimension.
He's got dimension.
He's got.
I hope he's got dimension. He's not a 2D shape.
Mm-mm.
I'm actually. That's my
He's just
biggest
flat
secret.
Stanley in this.
I am
He's
flat.
just blown away like Doodlebob.
Oh no.
He's flat, but we witness him as a
Because
He's
it's like a
actually-
video game object. I'm constantly rotating towards whatever observable object independently of each person.
real.
He gets out of sync and you just see him side on for a moment. He just disappears.
What are you playing?
Me?
You.
This
Oh wow,
next
turn
one.
up the ambient like a lot. It's quiet, but yeah, there's just dinosaur sounds going on.
Real.
Yeah, I hear him.
That's perfect.
Well, if you've all finished your interrogation, we can get moving. That said, it would not be wise to set off this late. It is, well, simply put, I would like to meet a milestone on our first day of travel. Better if we leave tomorrow. We do not have enough time today, and the jungle is dangerous at night, so I'd like to go to a known safe place.
Are we there yet?
Fair enough.
We have not left yet.
Don't let him steal the fears.
You just
That's
call him
not the
ogre?
brightest.
Where are we going?
You're going to the city.
What do you say I called him? All.
I thought you called him an ogre for a second.
No, I said steel hoof.
Oh.
Did not mind steel hoof. Yeah. I was trying to think of a less than insulting word to use, but didn't think of anything.
A couple insulting
Sheltered.
comments with some other people in our party.
Out of curiosity, just for my sake, who is the actual individual controlling their creature?
Since
you
I'm
got
the only
one-
one
you're
here,
right in
I'm
front of you.
controlling mine.
Okay.
I'll be controlling ours.
I know Sebastian's
I'm-
controlling that one. And
Mhm.
I take it
He's
Lotus,
good.
you're controlling the other one?
You mean my Triceratops?
Yes.
Do I have one?
Sarah? Yes, I'm
I mean, you
controlling
can
my
name
own
them if
Sarah.
you want.
Her name is Sarah.
Oh dear.
You
Okay.
did
Of
you
course
name
it
a
would be.
female or a male? I forgot.
I thought you said it was
Female.
female.
The biggest female, I think it was.
Yeah.
Try
If he was
Sarah.
baby, then
Well,
it's
I got the biggest female.
No. The
you got the-
prettiest female. The prettiest.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. You tamed the
Most colorful.
prettiest.
And she has
Yeah,
color.
I tamed the biggest because of the size and requirement that I also have to carry Icarus with us.
Yeah, I like the idea of the very pretty petite little Eladrin and the giant freaking Minotaur like sitting bitch seat on the motorcycle, just kind of hugging her waist. Like,
What?
I do not enjoy this ride.
Oh, is Nico riding with me?
yes.
Yeah, he's
Ah.
riding bitch.
Okay.
Who decided this?
I don't know.
The person
I
who
don't know,
actually
how it
tamed
broke
the
up.
beast.
better animal handling and who was here for the session.
Yeah.
Get in the back, Nico. We're going for a ride.
You see, and with all that said, you see as with cat-like agility, in fact, Ink quickly hops on the back of Izan, settles in, and says, "All right, we'll take it easy for this part. Try to follow me." And I need an animal handling check from all of you because you've tamed these creatures. You do not fully know how to control them yet.
That's where you got it from.
From all riders or just the operators?
Just the operators.
I guess I'm definitely.
Yes, you have
Exile-
30-20.
I just wanted to
is
roll it
Would
anyways.
it be advantage for me because, or just normal?
If you can speak.
Just normal. Have you ever
Okay.
ridden a dinosaur before?
No. But
I mean, I definitely have a +5 to animal handling.
I will not lie in the sun
That'd be
among
equivalent of
Morris.
diversity.
I can see why you joined
just
the
need
cavalry
Lotus now.
regiment. This is actually
Hey.
quite enjoyable.
What?
Animal handling.
What do I do with it?
Roll it.
Roll it.
We have a dice just for animal handling?
Yes, you rolled to attain the
It's a
thing.
skill.
Animal handling. It's
I'm
right
looking.
under skills.
I
Second-
am fucking
second.
That is
blind.
crazy bonus.
As a
We're
reminder,
in
the
the right
skills are
spot.
alphabetical.
If they
Next
say
to
J E F
acrobatics.
G.
It's on the top.
Park, 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 park.
Normal.
Why did I never
What is it,
realize
boy?
that?
Oh,
My
there
friends
is
are
a
arguing over keybinds.
I would say, I mean, with a 20, a 23, a 22, and a 26, it's fair to say that you all find this surprisingly natural. And within a few minutes of following Izan, you've got all 4 of these animals into a line, and they're all just marching along without much difficulty.
Yeah, it's probably helped they're not moving that fast.
Yeah, exactly. You're
Mhm.
not trying to race them right now, but you're going down a different trail than the one you went down originally. And remember,
Dinosaur
Izan
race.
didn't join you, so you think you're following the path he took. And it seems to be much wider and more open than the treacherous trail that you took to get here.
It's probably also longer of a distance to check.
Seems about as long, actually. Within about half an hour, you make it back to the village, and you all get the impression that Ink might have been testing you a bit going that other way.
You are a cunt.
Why is it?
Look,
that
if I
some
have to take a
rangers
bunch
have
of random strangers through the jungle, I'm going to make sure they can at least move through it.
You're
You did
still
well
a cunt.
enough.
I can't breathe.
I don't want to talk about what happened earlier, my good guide.
At least
Hey,
none of
you've
us.
He's given me some warning.
I didn't think you would need it.
No, but not for my sake, but for theirs.
If you're able to get around without trouble, that does not help them. They need to be able to move on their own. These are not
As much as I hate you, he is correct.
These are not safe places to travel. I would still take you either way, but it determines how fast we can go, what routes we can take. It's a matter of profession.
I imagine this is why he makes us pay half up front, so that he can actually test us and see whether or not we can handle it.
Yes, and you're supposed to pay all up front, so now you're in for it.
Hey, in for a penny, in for a pound.
Yes.
Or
What's
in this
penny?
case, it'd say in for a copper, in for a gold.
I guess, yeah.
I've got
Actually, yeah,
$17.
that works. Maybe in for a copper, in for a platinum.
Yeah. Oh.
To be fair, at least the D&D system makes more sense than the old British currency, but moving on. Before too long, you find
Anyway.
yourself moving past the outskirts of the village, the quaint little town of Gulwyn, which I forgot to pull up I had an image for. 1 second. Feel free to chat amongst yourselves while I find this.
Right, he's speaking moon runes at us again.
I don't know what.
Oh, I never did message you. Shit. Okay. Is there a way I can do that? Just my end. What's that work?
Also, I love that the he made the weed. It's there.
Oh, he got you guys your fucking.
I checked my
purchases.
inventory.
Oh yes, I did. So I didn't have time to do all of your spells because I remembered I need to do them at 7 p.m. tonight.
Now that's why you stepped away.
But
One of the
28
reasons.
charges
I
of
did
an
everything
ounce
else.
of weed.
Yeah,
Smoke a
1 gram of
every
usage.
time. Yeah, that's awesome.
It weighs the correct amount too. Where the fuck is Golwyn? That's Thunder Bay. Yeah, that's the wrong town. Never mind. Continuing on. That was an old incarnation where it was built on ruins. It's not. It's a shitty little seaside town. Moving past the town, you continue through the jungle for about half an hour or so. Here the roads are, well, calling them roads is quite generous, but they are maintained dirt trails. You pass several small farms and ranches, actually. Interestingly enough, the animals here are not always your typical livestock. In one pen, you see a bunch of rather large, apparently flightless birds that stand maybe 5-6 feet tall, and all have a pretty mean-looking appearance to them. In another, you spot what looks similar to the Triceratopses in some ways, but with more of a look like the head of a duck and much smaller in general. Seemingly being kept as livestock here.
What in the
You do, of
world?
course, also pass by chickens and pigs and other more typical fare.
It's not often you see a platypus as livestock.
What is
Ah.
a platypus?
What is a platypus?
I think we all curious.
This
about
one
that.
is a platypus.
What abomination?
It's like it's a creature that I could only describe as if you just taped other creatures together.
Like a chimera?
What gods would? Yeah, like a chimera. I've seen chimeras.
You
I've
know
fought
what? That's a
chimeras.
great way to put it.
I agree.
But it-
they
it-
are
also
very
it's a chimera.
chimera-esque.
It must be a
Water
very
fowl.
fearsome beast.
They're pretty cute actually.
How big are
What do you
they?
mean cute?
I don't
Hold
believe we're
up,
talking
hold
about
up.
the same
What
thing,
does he mean
green
by
skin.
I have yet to meet anything in the wilds that I could class as cute, except for like pets.
I mean, they only get like a foot or two
I
long.
might be biased, but baby tigers are very cute.
I think that's
You
a
are
bias.
biased.
They're just big house cats. It's only when they get older that they want to eat you, and then you have to work.
Okay, but they're orange.
What's wrong with orange? I'm
Orange
orange.
cats are insane.
He just gives you like a dirty look. Remember, this guy is also tiger patterned. He actually blends in surprisingly well to the tiger
Racist.
he's riding.
Mm-hmm. Well, Kiwa's very much looks like an African cat. African wildcat.
No, my kitty is the prettiest kitty.
What?
Never, dumbass.
Yeah. I mean,
I knew you meant Nefer. I'm just like,
Uh-huh,
what?
sure. Sure you did.
Why are you calling it the prettiest kitty?
Because she is the prettiest kitty.
I've been meaning to ask you where you found such a creature. Also, let's well, the young ones could be playful, but that's an adult. They're normally very skittish.
In a jungle with big snakes and
And
lizard people.
creatures that wanted to kill us.
That's every jungle.
Well, that sounds like
this
that was
one-
a
this
fun
one had-
adventure.
This one had the mystical like anomalies.
Oh,
Don't
Plants
worry,
and
Icarus, you are still
bushes
the best creature
coming
here.
alive, essentially.
Icarus just
not
kind
the
of
right
looks up
way.
at you with puppy dog eyes, like,
Yeah, yes, you'll. And I scratch him underneath the chin.
Oh,
I will say that Icarus does have vertically slit eyes like a cat. Vertical pupils. Okay, for a second I want to say, no, he has goat pupils, but no. Not doing that.
ugh. I hate
No,
COVID.
no, do not
peoples.
do that. Do
It
not do
wouldn't
that to
make sense
Icarus.
for him, so why would I do that? He's a
They're so
predator. He
weird.
doesn't need to see all around him.
It's like side to side. Sideways.
Yep.
Yeah, wouldn't his eyes be set in the front of his head?
Yes. I mean, if you need it, 1 second. Right, there's a pets folder now. Here's Icarus. His eyes are at the front.
Icky's a cute little baby.
What the fuck?
Scratch his little head.
Okay, now I have to do this. 1 second.
Oh dear lord.
My dog is jealous.
You are
Which one?
Being jealous.
Take a
Oh,
wild
no,
guess.
I need to find where that picture ended up.
The loud, obnoxious.
Come here,
barker.
Bubba.
The
You're
first
my
child.
baby.
Okay.
You're my baby.
Yes.
There it is.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is here. I'm just gonna
The
post
first
it in.
child is always jealous.
I'm gonna post it in the table room.
He's very jealous of
This
his
is
mama.
a little art of Icarus, my pet Icarus that my friend made for me a few years ago.
Does he have a tongue sticking out where he's licking his eye? Because that would be adorable.
Nah, they can't lick their eyes. Only crested geckos and other things could do that.
Oh, it's so cute. I can think other things are cute.
My friend B did that.
Quit
Anyway,
being jealous.
The dog is like, no.
Look at how cute it is. It's very
Insulting.
cute.
yes.
See?
Mother, you insult me.
He's bitching.
You continue to march through the jungle for the better part of an hour. Moving through the towns, you pass by the town itself. You pass by the last farms and soon find yourself entering much more rugged terrain. While there's still a trail here, it's far less well kept. It's overgrown in some places. There are saplings growing out in various spots. It's poking their way up through the somewhat maintained, though you notice also highly eroded trail. You hear Ink muttering, "I need to get back out here of the site again." Yeah, whatever. That's a move. Continuing for a short time and longer, however, you soon come upon a clearing in which you see a relatively modest, though not at all small, oval-shaped building built of what look to be logs that are stuck in the ground and sort of angle upwards with a very thick thatched roof on top. And there's a drainage trench dug all around it with 4 different spouts leading away from it. To one side of the clearing, you see a large pen built in the manner of a palisade, large, heavy timber staked deeply into the ground that would be able to at least deter a charge from a creature such as the Triceratopses. And Ink immediately says, "Bring them in there. They'll be safe overnight." I should have thought out. If not, there's a pile just on the other side of the gate and a pitchfork. I'm sure you've worked enough farm shit. I'm going to go get dinner ready. If anyone would like to join me for cooking, I could use the hands. And he heads on into the building itself.
I'll go.
Okay. Stepping inside,
Okay.
Abe Lotus, you find that it's interesting. You've spent enough time with Quirky Scratch to know that Tabaxi are very nimble by nature, and they're all very good climbers. And it's clear immediately that this transitions into their architecture. The floor of this interior structure is actually looks like a bunch of not like properly made tiles, but slate stones that have been slabbed together in a relatively smooth surface with a mortar of some kind set between them. So it is actually a stone floor, which for a hut-like building is very surprising. In the center of the room, there's a hearth, not huge. It's certainly not you don't need anything massive in this climate, with a chimney stack right in the middle of the building. But atop it, there is a kind of large iron slab acting as a griddle surface, as well as a rack for a cauldron or a cooking pot of some variety. Righty. On the right side of the room, you see various pieces of furniture. Most of it looks to have been taken from ships or handmade by locals. None of it matches. None of it has any consistent style. It seems very slapdash and just whatever could be found that works. You see cabinets and tables and benches, all manner of surfaces covered in dozens of different jars, and bundles of herbs hang from the ceiling. And there's also an entire setup that looks to be for making arrows. You see you see a sawhorse for drawing, or not a sawhorse, was a carving horse for drawing out planks and cutting straight lines. You see a table covered in fletching equipment and a large bin of different colored feathers. You see a small forge, in fact, with a little bellows next to it and some iron stock for making arrowheads. It appears he's fairly self-sufficient. On the opposite side, you see what is the sleeping area. You see a large hammock strung near enough to the rafters on the very far corner, as well as points and hooks where you could hang other ones. And he's actually currently stringing out, in this case, 8 more of them so that you can all fit. He's like, I'm going to have to go find the big one for the other guy. Anyway.
I'm going to sleep on top of my Triceratops.
You can try, but if you fall, you might get squished.
I'm fine.
Best of luck. Before you go, which members of your party are good at climbing? I need to know who to put up high.
Me.
But you want to sleep
What
on
makes
the
you good at
Triceratops.
climbing?
I
Presumably
assume
having-
small
What-
ones
what do
and
you
not
mean?
the old man.
What do
You're
you mean, what makes you good at climbing? You're just good. That's-
Maybe
Feel
he
like
thinks
I'm
you're not
good.
good because you're big and giant and green and not looking like very nimble.
Yeah, what?
Green have to do with it.
I'm going to
Yeah.
assume the Dragonborn not great, the green ones maybe a bit, your Tabaxi friend very good. And I'm going to see about finding just a mattress for the Minotaur. And the old man could be close to the ground, I presume. Don't want to hurt him.
It
Anyway,
would be preferred, thank you.
so far only Lotus is inside. Have you all joined?
Yes.
Okay, gather around. Another thing you see, Lotus, as you walk in, and this piques your interest, you see sitting in one corner a bunch of like seating cushions sitting on the ground around what looks to be a rather strange looking device. It looks like almost like a large vase at the bottom that appears to be full of water that narrows to a metal neck and has a bunch of hoses sticking out of it.
Gee, I wonder. I could only imagine what this device could be.
No joy.
Sorry, I only heard half of that. Did you just
He's got a hookah.
or something?
I was
Yes,
gonna-
it's
he
hookah.
described a hookah.
Yeah, that's what I kind of guessed with the reaction.
Yeah. I see you eyeing it. I mean, I don't have anything to smoke right now, actually, but...
I do.
You do?
Yes.
You bought something
7 party
yeah.
members all presenting
Oh.
marijuana.
Can we at least use the sativa instead of the indica?
No,
you
we're
want to
supposed
be
to
up
be
all night?
relaxing.
Oh, actually, let me also check something real quick.
How many
How many days
points
have
you
we
have?
been?
Since you ate,
This is
I'm
supposed to
check.
be you arrived in town.
Okay, cool, good. Just checking.
you're not eating my trike.
I
What's going
hopefully
on?
won't. Actually, one of those duck-billed creatures might be a good idea.
Well, that's what they're having for dinner.
Is there one? Is there still some of the pack out there?
Well, there's a managed herd that kind of lives in the area you might be able to find, but I wouldn't. What exactly do you need?
Don't worry.
He prefers his a little fresher.
He likes his food mooing.
Come on, Icarus.
Well, they don't
We're going
moo. They
hunting.
sound like angry geese.
Oh, that's
Icarus and I will go hunting. We will see you later.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay. And
Here's why I say it sees a lot of very similar architecture, but also some different.
There's some
Here's not
elements, like the houses you're used to that Tabaxi lived in where you're from often do have a very strong vertical element, just because it's a good use of space. If you're able to get up there easily, why not have 2.5 floors in a one-story building?
Mhm.
I like it.
Feeling one-story building.
Report for you,
But this is
Joe.
very much a jungle environment. And one thing you notice about stepping in here is there is a good amount of airflow moving through the structure with just these kind of downset windows near the base that are built in such a way as to allow air to flow up from the ground and in, and then back up out the chimney, but not to allow water in. And it results in the interior being significantly cooler than outside. Outside right now, in American, it's probably about 95 degrees. Inside, it's might be
That's fine.
77.
Muddy.
I grew up in
Not-
that weather, so that's not that bad.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
sounds
you-
like an average day down
Yeah,
there.
yeah, I'm
I
sure you're
can't
fine,
wait
Texas
till the
and
winter's
South
over
Carolina.
I fucking
And
hate
Floridian.
winter so much.
KJ's Floridian.
That sounds like a normal day.
Bring me back the humidity. It's so good for my skin. Fuck lotion.
There is plenty of humidity to be found where you are. I know you're talking about real life, but anyway.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna. Nah, fuck it. I like the dinosaur stomping around noises. You
Oh,
got
you
these
still
doors
hear
where you're
'em.
Just outside, it makes sense you'd
Yeah.
hear them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going into like a completely soundproofed area.
As long as we don't hear the sounds of mating, we'll be okay.
Well,
What?
it's not their mating season, but sometimes they get.
Well, by
excited.
yours ain't good here, so he wouldn't be able. Oh, he wouldn't be
Nice.
commenting on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, Belgorse, you say that, look up and see two monkeys fucking about 10 feet above you.
What?
Heathens. Find a room.
Someone
What?
kill those damn things.
As long as they don't.
What
throw
is
shit.
None
Belgor's?
of you were there.
What is Belgor's yelling about?
You probably don't want to know.
Yep.
Uh,
Anyway,
Correct.
as you all gather around, Ink brings out a rather large-looking slab of meat and begins cutting into it, and starts divvying out tasks, chopping vegetables, bringing different.
Having
You
the
cut out.
trolls.
1 second.
Lots of fruit.
I was reading a message from another player.
Mhm.
Helps giving out tasks and getting things put together for the meal in question. To Balgoris and Icarus, what are you trying to hunt, and how are we going about this?
Probably gonna go after one of those large herbivores we saw. Seeing as it's a large creature, it'll help me suffice for our entire trek through this. So that's what we're gonna go through, and also gonna use this as a training exercise for Icarus working in tandem combat with uh, other elements than just himself,
Okay, let me
or
just pull a
creatures
stat
like
card
him.
from
How to fight
Iguanodon.
with humanoids.
Oh God, you're trying to give him pack tactics.
He already has that, but he's not used to fighting with like, oh, this is a humanoid with weapon and
You
armor.
are you are an ally to him, so it would apply. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh God.
and that
Okay,
works
so
for
whoever
everybody.
made this decide in Iguanodon
That
is
works for
CR1.
everybody, by the way.
Find a different
Like
one.
I said, the Pokemon team will grow.
That makes more
The
sense.
Pokemon team will grow.
Pokemon.
Okay.
We will all be Pokemon trainers by the end of this.
Just so you know, by the
Makes
way,
more
you
sense.
are also. I did change the ability to strength.
Mm-hmm.
Very well. It does not take you too long to locate one such creature, which seems to be in this thick jungle. It's hard to get too close to anything without, or sorry, it's hard to see anything from a distance, and you almost walk into it. It kind of eyes you, like it hears you, it sees you coming, and looks at you and kind of stands up fully, but it doesn't seem to see you as a threat. You gather this is one of the ones that's used to people and doesn't seem to immediately feel threatened, and it just goes back to grazing near the water's edge. You're kind of beside a small creek out somewhere behind Ink's house.
All right. I have Icarus and myself back away slowly. All right,
Yeah.
Icarus. I want you to cloak and flank around it, and once you pounce, I will attack as well. Do you understand?
Just to clarify, you're about to 1v2 with a ambush drake, a CR6 dinosaur.
How desperate are you?
Damn it! I'm
So I
getting
want to point
low.
out, when you did the hippo,
Mm.
you had a whole party with you.
That is true. And I didn't bring anybody with me because this
Yeah.
is a me and Icarus moment. We'll look for a smaller one.
Yeah. As you continue along, you don't find a smaller dinosaur, but you're surprised to see a shell, or not a shell. You see what looks like a rock just kind of moving slowly through the forest.
What on earth is that?
Do you go closer?
Yeah, we'll try and sneak up closer.
Moving up closer, you see this rock stops periodically, and there's some motion near it. And eventually, as you get within about 30 feet of it and are able to kind of poke around through the finding a gap in the trees, you see that this is a turtle or tortoise of some kind, and it is massive. The shell itself is maybe 4.5 feet long and maybe 3 feet wide. Its head, as it kind of looks up fully, is a full 4 feet off the ground. It just kind of looks around with this dumb-looking little turtle expression before going back down and starting to eat some more leaves, not really seeming to pay too much attention to its surroundings.
That shell might pose a problem. Icarus, do you think you could cloak and kind of sneak your way underneath it for a quick attack? Be careful with stomping, it looks like it weighs a lot. I look down at Icarus.
He is pondering, is the best way to describe his expression.
These are monster hunting tactics. These are things that, if you had been with me at the monastery, we would have learned. You obviously probably would have been trained a lot better than the facilities that I can do right now. Or we would have killed you. It's debatable.
He looks at you like, what?
Besides the point now. But what I need you to do is use your chameleon ability. Sneak your way underneath it. Try and make as little noise as possible. And then hit it from underneath. The creature's armored on the top. If you jump on top of it, you would do minimal damage.
Okay, I want to point out also, this creature is large, but Icarus is actually longer than it. and about the same height at the shoulder. It is a
Oh, okay.
giant tortoise. It is not a giant
Oh, I
tortoise.
thought you were describing
It's not a super
Ankylosaurus.
No, this is
Sorry.
like Galapagos giant tortoise.
Oh,
just
then yeah,
strolling
no.
along.
All right. Icarus, I'm
That's
gonna
how
go
big
in and
they
get its
actually are.
attention. Once it has attacked me, you flank it from around. Try and go for the weaker parts, not on the actual shell itself.
He seems to understand that fairly well enough. So can I get a stealth roll from you and Icarus? Icarus
Okay.
obviously has advantage.
Well, I was gonna actually go up and get its attention.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you walk up to it,
I actually brandish my weapon. I'm looking like I'm here to kill it.
are you just like knocking around the trees, making some noise?
Yeah, I'm clanging my shield and I like kind of do the Henry Cavill shoulder check.
Yeah. It kind of looks up at you with just what you can best describe as just a look of abject lack of understanding of reality. Turtles are fucking stupid.
I am sorry I do this to you, creature,
No.
but I must feed.
It does, however, start walking towards you, head raised high and kind of waving left to right.
You better
Alright,
watch out. It's gonna hit you in 2 to 3 turns.
See the stealth check from Icarus.
The
Yep,
giant
alright, let me,
600-pound turtles here
let me
at
see if
I
Crisscrossing
select
are actually
him.
smart.
You should
Alright,
be able to
there we
double
go.
click him, yeah.
Yeah, there we go. And then, well, if I click on him, it brings up his
Threatening a turtle is
attributes.
wild. I mean, yeah.
Tortuga.
Does the turtle even have the level of understanding to understand it's being threatened by a sword?
Yes. It can understand the creature making a loud noise and moving towards it's probably a threat.
Okay.
It
It's
only
not
has
a
an intelligence
sword,
of 1, but it's not.
Oh yeah, let me actually equip
like-
my weapon because it
The most base possible understanding of that.
it's a hammer. It's a
Look,
hammer now.
Look, even a bug can understand a finger is a threat.
That's true.
Yeah. Doesn't know what it is, but it knows it doesn't want anything to do with it.
As the force lights up as this hammer is out too.
Yeah. Now it just looks. Hang on, I'm gonna make it.
I once conditioned ants to be scared to death of me when I approached them because every time I would see one of their scouts, I would kill them.
Yeah, it seems to be fascinated by the light now, and it seems to like have it kind of pauses. And would you like to make an attack?
I
from
keep my
Icarus?
Oh, a sneak attack from Icarus? Sure.
Yeah, it is very much not aware.
All right, Icarus.
What I did earlier, and she's fucking been working on it, trying to get it.
Garish, I mean, none of you know what's going on right now.
No, I
would think
don't.
we
I'm
would
too
see
busy.
the light, though.
Yeah, so make an attack.
I'm not.
You don't need to target anything because obviously I don't have a token for this, but
Oh, I guess it would have.
I'll give you advantage on it because that definitely doesn't hit.
No, it does not.
Icarus lunges at it, and you see his jaws open for a bite, and then he's like tries to shake his head, and he's latched onto the shell and doesn't seem to have done any damage. But the tortoise
told
is
you to
not
avoid
pleased
the
and starts kind of
shell.
stomping around.
I come up and try and bash it over the head as it's stomping around.
Make an attack.
Poor turtle. Just chop its head off.
I don't want to use ability.
It's got to be alive when he bleeds it.
Why does the heart have?
Why can't I just make an attack with it? Why is it trying to use the abilities?
Give me that.
Let me double check the hammer. Just click don't consume available charge and just click use ability. It's fine.
Oh, okay, then that's how you do it. All right. Usability. Cool. Attack. All right, so that pops up the menu. Cool. I'll remember that.
Technically, you're flanking,
Oh, okay.
but that hits,
I mean,
so don't worry about it.
yeah,
Roll some
no.
damage for me.
+3, +3, +2, +2, +3.
Okay, 10
Oh,
points of
fuck.
damage. You bring it down, and its head is kind of moving around a lot, and is also withdrawn closer to the body. So you actually whack it on the shell, and you see a thin crack kind of form, and it recoils slightly. It seems to be a pretty tough creature. It doesn't seem that bothered, and it is, now that you're right in front of it, it is going to make an attack against you.
Go on ahead.
Let's see. That is going to be a 22 to hit. Or sorry,
Damn, good job, Turtle.
4 to hit.
Good.
It has plus
That's a
7
good hit.
for some reason.
Good hit.
Yeah, roll 17. Okay. That means you are going to take, its head moves with frightening speed and bites onto you. You take 10 points of piercing damage.
Oh,
Oh.
It's
Oh.
1d8 plus 5. Roll a
Turtle
5.
bites hurt, man. Oh.
yeah, they do.
There's
It
a
is
chunk
a beak.
missing from your leg. I guess it's Icarus' turn to make another attack. We're just having a 1v1 against the turtle, guys. This is our day.
Whoa! It's like Fight Club.
Unless you can come
let's
up with a way
see.
of stunning it or something.
Let's
You are
see.
basically have a Pokemon battle, but then you've interceded in it.
Mm-hmm. As a true Pokemon trainer. With advantage, because pack tactics.
Yes.
He only did 2.
Yeah, he hit, and 2 points of damage, yep. That's 12. He managed to bite onto tail, and gets a good bite in, but it doesn't seem to do too much to harm this creature. It's your turn.
Okay. No, I won't do it because he would be directly in line.
You're about to lightning bolt a turtle.
Yeah, I was.
Oh my god.
Yeah, just hearing a random lightning crackle
Just
in
hear
like
it.
broad nighttime.
I am going to use my... This way, I can get it as well. I'm going to use a Vow of Immunity with my bonus. So now I have
Your
advantage when I
is gonna
attack.
fuck you to this giant tortoise.
It bit me.
Yep.
He's training a lizard. His pet is a lizard. My wife is so out of touch with the story right now. He's got a pet lizard named
Icarus.
Yes, technically.
10 points of damage.
If we're talking about
Another
exile,
solid
yes.
whack on it, that crack begins to open wider, and the creature seems to be starting to panic. And this turn, it turns and it tries to leave. Both you and Icarus get attack of opportunities against the tortoise.
All right, well, first let Icarus, he's going to try and jump and do a bite. Succeeds.
Yeah, it hits. The AC is 18, by the way.
Nice. And then, I guess, what's the Constitution saving throw for?
For what?
Oh, I guess that would be the poisoned. On his bite? But
Yeah, he has venomous bite, so yeah, the tortoise needs to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, yep, that would be you. Yep.
And that is a failure.
It looks pretty bad. And then with that...
Do the other formula now.
Oh, the other formula.
It takes 3 points of poison damage as well. And this tortoise is not looking very healthy. It's kind of now that it's poison, its kind of head is lolling out a bit. It seems very unsteady.
Thank you, Icarus. And then
you
I
now
will
get-
do...
Yeah, you feel like you might have a moment to hit it here.
And
Okay,
then we're just
drink
going to
it if
do
it's
the
like
blood
that.
feed. Alright.
Yeah, so that's the strength check. So roll your strength.
Alright. Let's see. Attributes.
Blood feed.
Strength.
I don't know why it says saving throw. I forgot to fuck it up a little bit, but it's fine. That works. You succeed with it got a 19 plus 4, so actually it wins.
Damn.
That's a 23, my man. It wrestles its neck away from you and just withdraws into its shell.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and pull its head out.
Okay, make another strength check. This is going to be another yank.
Oh my god.
Yank contest. It rolled a natural 20.
Oh, fuck then, man.
24. It is locked in there. It is not coming out.
I'm trying to fucking again. I will keep doing this. I need to feed. What the fuck?
Well, it rolled a natural 1 that time. Karmic balance has been
God.
restored to the universe. Natural
Jesus.
put for 5, yeah. So it is. You slowly start to pull its head out. It's pulling against you. It's very. If anyone saw this, it would be just like a Monty Python sketch.
Yep. And then as I have its head pulled out, I just latch on and start draining it dry.
Okay, roll the damage on your blood feed. I'm not going to make you grapple checks. You already grappled it. Yeah, and that's enough to kill it. It was at like 10 hit points. And you suck the life out of this poor turtle.
Oh, God.
Which is a
How many blood
medium-sized
points?
creature.
Oh, medium? Okay. Mediums are... Oh, I didn't want to use ability. I was at 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
3
medium.
points.
All right, so that brings me up to 8. There we
That's
go.
a lot more stable.
Yeah. Better than hemorrhaging down to the lower quarter.
Just when you also
Ugh.
vampire, so.
I'm gonna go ahead and use a lay on hands and heal myself up.
Icarus, you look over and Icarus is currently ripping flesh out the ass of the turtle.
Ew.
You've earned
Is this
it.
to where it got access? So, like, has grabbed
You've
its head
earned
on
ass.
leg and is gnawing on it.
Icarus, you earned that ass.
Oh, I wanted to use it on me. So let's see. I'm at 43 out of. I'll just give
Really?
myself.
It tastes very much like dirty water. That's the best way to describe the flavor.
So I give myself up to 50. That'd be -7. So now I'm down to 8. Ugh. Good job, Icarus. I'm proud of you. Need to work on your area of attack a little bit, but you did well. The kill is yours.
And Icarus happily begins just feeding frenzy on this poor thing.
Alright, we should make our way back to camp. And I'm assuming Icarus is just dragging this turtle along with him as we go
He
back.
is, absolutely. He's got it by the neck at this point, and it's just like heaving it along. And it weighs about the same as Icarus, if not a little bit more. So it is a process as he's trying to haul this thing with him.
You crack its like shell down a bit.
No, it's his kill. He can eat it how he chooses. And you watch as we walk back into the tent, and it's just me, just a little bloody, and Icarus with a fucking carcass of a turtle.
I'm picturing like when you see big cats like dragging huge fucking
Yeah.
like buffaloes like between their legs, and they're just kind of high centered on it trying to
Only
walk.
it's a big lizard dragging away a tortoise.
Yeah.
And
They
he
know
just
we
sits
call
his
it
way in the
turtle.
corner and just starts ripping off more of this shell.
Whatever.
What?
I-
He needed to eat.
I was gonna ask you to do it outside so we don't have to mop.
Cookie Scratch, may I request your services for prestidigitation?
Oh, you're automatic. Okay, never mind.
Okay.
I mean, I've never been a fan of tortoise personally.
Oh, he was hungry.
Fair enough. I take it you'll be joining us for dinner then. And you look at it like,
I'm full now. Thank you.
roll persuasion. 'Cause that's an odd thing to
Or
say.
deception.
It's like after saying you were hunting for Icarus.
Seriously, what the fuck? Everything is single digits today.
So you
Welcome to my world.
ate some of the tortoise too?
Yes, I ate some of the tortoise.
Right. Look, I'm not one to judge people's tastes, but my cooking's not that bad, my friend. He kind of slaps you on the back. Come on, at least join us. And you sit down to a rather lovely homemade
I
meal.
was actually going to roll for the deception.
Yeah,
Fine,
that's why
if
you
you
just listen.
If you insist, I will have some of your meal.
Yeah, to be fair, you've filled up that. You haven't filled up your food needs, so.
Oh, so I do have to do both. Okay.
Yeah, you're not undead yet.
Okay.
Your heart's still beating. You still need calories.
Okay.
You still need to breathe, if only just.
My heart still beats.
AJ, what's with your camera?
AJ's a camera on?
It's just
I
that,
think
I
that's.
might have turned it on. Hit the button by mistake.
Oh.
Because my camera's
Alright.
not on right now. So
We may continue on.
You all gather around and have a lovely home-cooked meal together, and then I assume indulge in the hookah.
Jim.
That sounds amazing.
Well, sure.
I will
Shit,
take
for real.
first watch.
Although from what I read, smoking weed
My
through a
friends,
hookah is
this is
actually
my
not
house.
really worth it.
Believe me, if anything comes here, the dinosaurs will tell us.
As you say.
You also notice
Fine,
that the
hand
door
me
to
the
the
pipe.
structure is very heavily built.
Same goes on my vote or something somewhere.
Be teak in this case, actually.
Oh, I did read that thing that you posted, Exile. People have way too much time. People have way too much time.
Which one was this? I posted
That
one.
source book that you shared.
Yes.
People have way too much time.
I started reading that too, and I just stopped. I was like, "What the fuck?"
No, I was already in for a penny, in for a pound. I read through the whole thing. I'm just
You
like,
read the whole
Oh.
thing?
Oh
Yep.
God, Warlord.
You read all of Lewd D&D? Or Sex and...
Yes. Yep.
What?
There are
What?
some. It's some weird rules.
Oh, it sounds like Warlord's like into like what is it when you like being hurt?
Sadomasochism?
Yeah, he's into that.
Don't think he's
Eh,
into.
No, I'm not.
I mean, I'm not going to ask anyone about their sex life.
I am
mental
not.
torture is a different type of
Leave
thing.
that where it be. In the private
See, that
areas
sounded
of your own
defensive.
home.
There
Real.
were
I am in
some
the
interesting
privacy of
rules
my
that I
own
would like
home.
to use, though.
Silence, woman.
Okay, now I'm curious. What rule? I don't want to take away from...
Oh, the rules when it came to like the different mental effects and things like that, and some of the narcotics that they had. I actually like.
Oh, the narcotics are great, yeah.
The
Anyway,
fact that
speaking
you-
of narcotics...
You posted a fucking smut. No.
What?
I don't know. They posted a smut thing, and then they were like, "I don't want to know about your sexuality." After saying they posted a smut thing, so ironic, I guess.
Not sexuality, sex life. There's a difference. I know all your sexualities.
I have zero.
Oh, do you? Maybe you don't. Maybe you
Oh
just think
dear
you do.
lord.
Continuing on.
Kill
All right. So what are we
yourself,
rolling
woman.
for resisting the effects of sativa?
You don't. This is there's no resistance. If you're smoking it, you're intending it.
Okay.
Speaking
Why
of which,
the
you
hell
guys
would you
looked
want
at
to
the
smoke
item.
speed?
Which item?
The sativa. It has effects.
Oh,
I ain't smoking that. I'm
I have
smoking
indica.
In your inventory, my notes say you bought sativa,
oh yeah, because she bought the indica. I bought
Yeah,
the sativa.
I love indica.
and Rox
Indica's
also
the
bought
best.
sativa. Yeah, so for
Weirdos.
sativa, it is the user has disadvantage on perception checks and a -5 to their passive perception this lasts 3 hours. The user requires 1 additional day's rations due to increased hunger. The user
does
has
that affect another-
disadvantage on the user has disadvantage on all intelligence checks except for Arcana. The user has disadvantage on stealth and insight checks.
I mean, if you've ever been
Yeah, but
high,
only for 3 hours. We'll sleep through this.
And the user has advantage on performance and Arcana checks for sativa versus indica. Is the same first few effects. Yes, I literally did a difference. Except this one
Balgors
is
will take a deep drag.
Yeah.
And then he'll pull out the violin.
they really are different. I mean, at
Yeah,
least
you're
for
gonna
me,
take
they are.
your advantage on performance. to
Yeah, oh
serenade the
god,
group.
yes. Of course. Anytime Balgors can play his violin, he's gonna.
So the difference with indica is you have disadvantage on all intelligence checks except for nature and religion.
Seriously, what the fuck?
I see Balgoras pull out his violin and I pull out the bagpipe.
Wrecked.
Oh, we're having a jam session. Okay, and you see as he reaches down that Ink pulls out a concertina.
I thought I tuned this thing earlier. Must have got knocked around in that tortoise.
Looks like when dude got wet. At the beginning.
Got wet? Is that when he fell? I'm assuming that's when he fell in the water.
Yes.
Everyone's making excuses. Let me make a check with.
Let's see if he does better.
I did his Lotus, so 1 second. Actually, I have to grab his card.
It's a DM. He's
I don't
gonna
know
do
what
a
his
lot better.
stat card is, but I know what his bonus is, so let me roll it properly.
I'm gonna start playing Scotland the Brave.
So he has a +3 to perform. So he rolls a 13. It's like
So
it's nice, just not the night for music.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
you're right.
So it's a performance check.
Off tonight.
Yeah, performance
This
check.
is not even my. This is.
Everyone
I
who's
feel
smoking has
insulted.
advantage.
I apologize to
as a
everyone.
reminder. So
Except for the
QS
green
and
skin.
Turbius. Wait, he gets advantage too. Hang on.
I get advantage?
Did
Are
say
you
anything?
smoking?
I don't remember.
are you smoking?
No.
No, it's a straight roll.
Everyone is stuffing weed
Okay,
and
that was-
trying the instrument.
Today's the
I don't-
day of the low numbers. Yeah, he's like, it's string breaks. I mean, a key's stuck. He's like, oh,
Lol.
I'll fix this later. No
Yeah.
music for us.
Yeah,
Aw.
we tried.
I'm playing though.
You've heard better from us. We have all done better. Just tonight is not a good night.
I'm playing Scotland the Brave.
We don't have a bard, do we?
No, you
No.
don't.
No.
That's kind of sad.
You have close. I'm a paladin.
It's close in some ways.
I'm a barbarian.
He also is a sorcerer.
Yeah.
I got carpenter's tools.
I
You'll
want
be
to
a
I'm a
bard
barbarian
this time
from
we
the
play.
mountains.
The indica, you get advantage on religion and nature, and you disadvantage on acrobatics and athletics.
I've got it. I've
They
got
are
my next
different.
character.
A bard. There's a lot of good things
You
you,
know,
can do
you
with
can
bards.
always just take a level in bard, right?
Like well, my next character was going to be a little teeny tiny fey fairy that
Actually,
was
you
like
don't
can
have
fit in the
multi-class
palm of your
bard as
hand.
the bard. You need more charisma.
Like imagine a bard one of those.
A what?
A
I
little
can be
tiny
a bard
fey
now.
fairy. That was a bard. Like one of the ones that can fit in your hand, like Tinkerbell sized.
Okay, that would be a thing. In any case, with a pleasant evening full of mild inebriation and bad music, you all settle down.
I'm playing badly. I rolled a 15.
Most of it's bad, and then there's shrill bagpipes that are played well, but they're still bagpipes.
Bagpipes are good,
Yeah, I like
no matter
bagpipes.
what you
the
say.
fuck?
I'm not gonna make.
My
people roll
great grandma
like a
and
fool.
grandpa came over here from Scotland. I take offense to that.
I am half Scottish.
Yeah, me too.
You can take offense to it all
Actually,
you want.
what happened to my violin?
Did you put your violin on the ship?
It might. I checked my backpack. It's not in there. The
Did they
old
get
flail
crushed
is.
in our last bar fight?
It might be in my
Violin's
ship
on the
storage.
Left it on the ship.
Yep. No. No music for Balgoris right now.
Is anyone else
Sadly,
doing anything for tonight? We settle down for this evening.
I need to remember to put that in my backpack.
Well, I took indica, so yeah, I fucking suppose so. My ass is out.
Yeah,
I'm
Lotus has
snoring on
fallen
top of a
asleep.
triceratops.
Yeah, Lotus has fallen asleep amongst the triceratops. And Lotus, about 5 minutes after falling asleep, you wake up.
I
on the
imagine
ground
Icarus
in
is
a
sleeping
pile of
inside the shell. Just like a fat cat. He's just laid out.
That's what I was doing on the like laying on the side of the triceratops or back of the triceratops while they sleep, and it was just, they
They're
breathe
kind of
so
like
huge,
horses. They tend to sleep standing up.
but they're like so wide. It's like and warm.
Yeah, fair enough. I can't ask you to make a dexterity check in your sleep, though.
I mean, it wouldn't work being stoned anyway.
Yeah.
Not on
You
indica.
also disadvantage on athletics and after whatever. Doesn't matter.
All right.
He also does make sure that everyone gets into their hammocks and
Yeah, it's a little bit awkward for some of you who are going to climb up to the upper bunks, but I'm not going to make anyone.
QS does cast levitate on a few that are having problems.
Cast Levitan Sebastian. Sebastian, your reaction? As you're slowly and floating upwards.
Do I sleep like the dead?
I don't know.
He
do
sleeps
you?
like a corpse.
Do I sleep like a
with his eyes completely open?
So he sleeps like Gandalf.
Does Gandalf actually sleep?
Yes. Well, Ian McClellan sleeps on set. There's that video.
Yeah.
No,
both
I'm talking
sleep
about
in
the
the chair.
wizard.
I don't know. That's a good question because he's
Gandalf
basically like a
did
fucking
sleep.
god. So.
In the
He slept
show.
before the whole
Well,
falling falling
one of
up
the first
into
children of God.
heaven.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But he's in a human body, so.
I think Tristan did answer. He did say like there was a mention of him sleeping in the books. So I guess they do sleep. Vanir do sleep.
While they're in Middle Earth, I think they do sleep. But if they're in the world beyond, I don't think they do.
I'm pretty sure there was mentions of him sleeping in the in the Hobbit.
Yeah, all like the pre stuff.
Didn't he fall asleep sitting up?
The Hobbit's not a bad book,
Mhm.
but it is for children.
I like The Hobbit.
Not really. It's not
There's
really
a ton
for
of singing
children.
in The Hobbit.
No, the Hobbit was written for children. The
Yeah,
Fellowship of the Ring and everything else was written for a more mature audience.
Well, it was still
The
written for
original?
Christopher- It was still written for Christopher Tolkien, but he was like 12 instead of 6.
Yeah, that's why there is a little bit of. It's still it's not young adult. It is a more darker themed children's book. But it is
smarter
a
than
children's
that.
book. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm not saying it's like children's as in like 6 years old or something like that. No, but it is a children's book. Aragon, technically, the first Aragon book is a children's book.
Yes, that I.
Afterwards,
You can have death in a children's book.
Mhm.
It's perfectly fine.
is when you
Boy,
start
in my
getting
day,
into
there
the
was.
description of how that happens.
Exactly.
Back in my day.
Back in my day, there was all kinds of crazy shit kids fucking watch.
Hey kids, want to see a dead body?
Yeah, basically.
Hey kids, you want to see the body?
Did you cast levitate on the bed or on Sebastian?
On Sebastian himself, because
A
he
good
was
way to
having.
describe it is who remembers the movie God, what was it called? Sandlot.
Yes.
I love that
Yes.
movie.
How the kid got bitten by the dog, but not mauled by the dog. That's the difference.
He deserved to get bitten by a dog.
Well, it's because the dog wasn't actually that bad.
No, the dog was defending its property.
And it just likes the balls.
Well, yeah, they met the dog at the end and it was just chill, remember?
Yeah.
Jason, he was just chill.
So long as you weren't
Well,
trying
like-
to sneak into the fucking yard, the dog was
It was-
fine.
It was like,
Okay.
you know how kids take everything in their minds and make it like a way more than it is, you know?
Yep.
The worst part is the sequel.
No, yeah.
Let's not talk about the Sandlot sequel and move
There's
on.
no such thing, fuck you.
Yeah.
They did make a Sandlot too.
Nope.
They know,
Yep,
but they're not.
We don't want to acknowledge that.
Yep, they're not going to acknowledge it.
It's not canon.
By the way,
Shut the fuck up.
never mind.
What are you going to say? I don't hear it.
Oh, it was going to be a conversation about how Hockey is actually watching the kittens because the mama cat escaped.
Aw.
Hmm.
Gonna get more kittens.
Cortana got out?
She
Well, he's
belongs to
saying
the streets. She's a thought.
No, mama cat ran out.
no.
I have to watch the kittens.
Leave
Oh,
that baby
no.
alone.
That's why Danny ain't there.
Mama's a deadbeat parent.
You gotta do
That's
like
great.
they did in that one video. You gotta
Damn.
take one of the kittens outside and make it meow really fucking loud. So she comes running back.
What you gotta do is record it meowing with your phone and then fucking get your JBL speaker in the back
Yeah.
of your pickup truck and just start playing it.
And play the kitten sounds. She'll come running.
Damn, yeah, he might not be on then. No.
Oh, no.
He said he won't be, so. Anyway, moving on. Hey,
But
he's
Sebastian-
he's being a good kitty daddy, so.
Sebastian, you learned it and levitated up into your habit. Which I'm assuming are habits. It could be,
My wife said the banger Grandpa. P-A-W.
Well, Sebastian wakes up and asks, now, why would someone be levitating me?
you were getting helped into your hammock. You were not asleep yet.
Oh, no, you said,
No, I imagine he was just sitting there asleep and he started moving him up there.
No, I said I would help those that were having trouble getting into the hammocks by using levitate. Then he was with basically go up into her hammock and fall asleep.
Oh, I thought you were supposed to be out of the hammock, as in we were like already in the
No,
hammock.
no. You would think that
We're just smoking a hookah in a hammock.
this isn't that fighting. Isn't that evil?
He's using
Never heard of the
levitate
hookah
while
hammock.
being. Those were really long tubes. He made sure they reach across the
That
room.
reminds me, Goku, is your status still you can't just roll for sex? No, it's a normal field trip now.
It just
What?
rolls for
Can't for what?
That was a quote from
On the
me.
fucking light.
Anyway,
Roll for
I still
sex.
can't remember when I said that, but
When you said that, I asked my wife as a joke, what's the AC for rolling for sex, and she said 17.
Damn.
So if I
I
want to
hope-
roll for sex,
What are you rolling with
Wait a
it, man?
minute.
Damn,
Yeah,
I
you
hope
have
you
the
have
advantage.
some good
No,
modifiers
it's
for that.
69. It's 69.
What are your
Uh,
Also, it's
Uh,
proficiencies?
100
What are your
system. That's
proficiencies?
still not bad though. That's actually easier than a 17.
even Rev knows I'd need a lot of modifiers to get that.
no, what I was saying, I thought that was an age of consent joke.
That's what I thought.
No, it's
Failed!
not an age of consent joke.
I don't
It's
know what it
literally
is.
Depends on the
a
state.
die. A D20. Come on, get your head out of the gutter.
State and country.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway,
He almost hit the AC of 69.
the next day,
Uh-huh.
as you all awaken, you find that you're all awakened before dawn to the sound of the dinosaurs getting far more agitated outside, and you notice that Ink is not in.
Oh shit.
Wouldn't I know
Well, that's
something
not a
was
good
up?
sound.
Lotus did
Yes,
say she was
Lotus,
sleeping
outside, you have already encountered Ink, who's currently out there refilling the water and making sure the animals are properly squared away in their harnesses for the day's travel ahead. So, how did you do sleeping on top?
Fine.
Roll for back pain. No, I'm kidding. Everyone take a long rest. If you haven't.
Roll for back pain is wild.
I would
I'll
fail
do
that.
it.
I would fail that roll.
Oh, bad.
I recovered
Why
a
do we
one
need a
hit
long
point
rest?
because we took a
fine.
nappy.
It's the next day.
I recovered my one hit point from accidentally twisting my ankle slightly
I recovered my 6.
from being bit in
I'm
the
gonna go
face.
get another drink.
I thought it reached up and bit me in the face. It probably was in the thigh. It was a nice gash.
What? Oh, the turtle.
Mm-hmm.
Also, my personal
Literally
favorite
took
of
a
all those.
chunk of your leg out.
Yeah, there's a nice
Yeah.
missing chunk of your shin.
Why didn't you heal it?
It'll
I
grow
did.
back.
It's
He did
yeah.
heal
It,
it.
ta-
Have
it,
to
it
heal
takes
it.
magic can't just make matter, so you can't just
Yes,
make
Mom.
your flesh. Yeah, Min make his flesh. So it still requires a
that's-
little bit of
yeah.
effort.
Or like
That's what
Not
it
his
does.
magic.
hurt and then using magic to heal you would be like quite a weight loss hack.
Would
The
you say
energy's
that?
gotta come from somewhere.
Would you say that the breaker tear is no larger than 1
No,
foot in
you're
any
not
dimension?
casting mending on his chin.
Yes, mending
I second you say
ruins
breaker
his
tear.
leg permanently.
Anyway. Within a few minutes, the animals outside are saddled up, and Ink and Lotus join you back inside. Breakfast is in the cauldron. It's not the same as last night's. It's a soup today. One thing though, as a not a little test, but also as an aid to the day's travels. I have the wrong button and is trying to open a fucking link.
What? What's
I
a button?
think.
What's
What
a
is a
link?
link? Like a link of chain?
You see as he walks over to the hearth, and there is what looks like a large clay cup, maybe hold like a liter of liquid. And inside there's this somewhat translucent reddish liquid. This kind of reddish tea that's steaming softly. And you see as he reaches up, he takes a long drink of it, and he passes the mug to whoever is closest to him. We'll say in this case it's Lotus. Take a good drink.
Okay.
Help fortify you for the day.
Okay.
It is not completely unpalatable, but it is bitter, sour, and just kind of off-putting, like a
Blech.
fermented kind of fruit, but it's very floral. It's very strange. It's not wholly unpleasant, but it is very peculiar. And that is what all of you taste as you pass this around until it gets to Quirky Scratch. For you, it tastes very sweet and like soft and floral and very refreshing.
Better than March mead.
You also all have advantage on survival for the next 24 hours.
Does Kyrus know what it is called?
No, you have no idea.
Something nasty.
Hold on. Would Garash know what this is called?
Make me a nature check.
Why would he? He's not Tabaxi.
No, but he's a ranger.
You do not know what this is.
You don't know exactly what this is, but I'll say this much. Herbalism and the art of brewing different plants and other concoctions into useful compounds is very much intrinsic to ranger work. And while you're not familiar with this recipe or couldn't even begin to guess at what it's made out of, the concept of a drink to fortify oneself for travels is far from foreign to you.
Yeah.
You don't know what it is. You know what it is. You know?
Poison making.
That too.
Unpoison making.
Well, like, because you can take the, or like one of your specialties, you can take like the apothecary's kit, and then you can make your own poisons out in the wild.
You can also make health potions.
Mm-hmm. Basic poison is still basic poison. Still poisons a creature if it's susceptible.
Yep. Absolutely. Name for this
Yeah.
drink? I'm trying to translate what my father called it. Wayfarer's brew. That's what he would have called it. That's a good word. It's just a kind of a family recipe, so to speak. Tastes better for cats than others, but does the same for everyone. There's a lot of plants around here that are kind of poisonous, but only in the wrong dose.
What is this, catnip?
A little bit like that, but yes, by the way, catnip does absolutely work on tabaxi.
And that's why she liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I too agree with that as canon. That has always been canon in my worlds. Same with Leonids.
Yep, nope, because in my mind, remember, they're the same species, it's just different versions. And I call them Pantherans, because there's a whole bunch, they're not all lions.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're not, even though I actually do prefer the Mythic Odyssey of Theros stat card for them.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
You're so lucky you can get high off that.
This isn't to get you, this is not to get you high. We have other things for that. He gestures towards the hookah. I wanted to be functional tonight, so I didn't bring out more cat-specific things. Sometime later, maybe. For now, though, mount up. It's time to get going. And with that, you board your dinosaurs, and I'm going to say the word board unironically there, because it is very much like a climbing onto the creature situation. You can't just swing onto it like a horse.
Nope.
Yeah, you still mount an elephant.
Oh my god, I just remembered that video of the people on the elephant tour, and the elephant mounts the other elephant while the people are on it.
I've seen that before.
I remember the video of the guys who were on the safari, and the tiger jumps out of the fucking bushes. And yes, that video does end with someone getting dragged off and killed by a tiger.
I've seen several of those like that. Man, tigers are no joke.
Yeah, don't fuck with tigers. Izan nods at hearing that. You get the impression this might not be a regular tiger of any kind.
I mean, look at the size of that thing.
It also seems to respond to conversation as if it can understand.
Tiger, tiger.
All right, now that's weird. Isn't that true, Icarus? As I say in Draconic, Icarus nods.
And he just kind of gives you a look of, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Wait.
What?
Who's
You are
tiger?
speaking in official language.
Is there like
I
a
don't
tiger?
know how that
Is
works.
there a tabaxi that's like a tiger form?
Yes.
So
Yeah,
That's
but
also with
ink
the
on
guy
skin
that's our
looks
host?
like a tiger.
No. That.
Oh, okay.
No, but it's
That's
not
what I
like
thought.
Khajiit where it could just be a tabaxi in that form as a tiger. No, that's a Khajiit thing, not a tabaxi. Wrong universe.
Okay. Because I wasn't sure. I was like, can they be all the different types of cats too?
I'm pretty sure there's Bombays, Maine Coon, Tabaxis,
There
but when you
are.
get to like the larger cats, that's where you'll start to see the Leonid
Yeah,
genus.
and notably, ink on skin, while he is a quote-unquote tabaxi, you'd guess he's at least half Leonid, because he's a big dude by comparison to most.
How big is he?
He's about 6.5 feet tall and very broad and muscular.
That's a huge bitch.
Wow, she also was very lean and
Yeah,
and
comparing the two is like he could just
Isn't-
pick he could pick 4 of QS up and just hold him over his shoulders.
Yeah, isn't like Porky Scratch tiny?
Yes.
How
Not
tall are
really.
you again, QS?
one sec. She is
I thought
5'5".
she- Oh, okay. I thought she
Oh
was
god,
really
that
tiny
dance must
for
have
some
been
reason.
kind of awkward that we
I
did
thought
at
she
the
was, like,
festival.
3.5 or 4 feet tall or
Yeah,
something.
you know, she's 5'5", weighs 135. She's 21.
Oh.
Oh man, that must have made all those spins so much easier.
I thought she was
Wait, how big
tinier
did
than
you
that.
think she was?
Me? I
she was
thought
a little
she
bit
was.
taller. I thought
like,
she was like 5'8".
I thought she was much smaller.
She also goes into the dungeon, so being a little smaller or into the catacombs and also there's places that
She keeps her weight
Is
down.
dungeon an analogy here? Like,
no into dungeons and fucking look for her boss pellets and shit.
okay.
I think she's
I
actually
got a few
bigger
things I
than
would like
my
to get through
character.
tonight. We should probably get moving. We've been
Yep.
very off topic today, but that's fine. Today is going to be a slower day, as I said.
It's called having fun. That's the point.
I'm not complaining. I'm just trying to urge us along. You depart down a winding trail that leads into the jungle, and immediately the ease of traversing the terrain on these creatures, as powerful as Triceratops on foot, is apparent. Yesterday, and even more so than yesterday, while this trail is not really well maintained, it is more of like an oversized game trail, and you gather creatures the size of Triceratops has probably ended up making it originally. It's not something maintained by people. And you're just marching along with ease at a full speed. At this point, because you're not able to move at the full speed these creatures are capable of, simply because you're not in open ground, Icarus is just happily running alongside, occasionally going off into the brush to investigate something before coming back. Nefer is, however, currently just sitting directly in front of you, basically riding on the, like, not quite on the crest, but like standing on the back with her paws up on the crest of the Triceratops, kind of looking over it in front of you, Lotus.
That's adorable.
Yeah, occasionally so you guys just kind of sits back down and like tries to regain your balance. Like, it is kind of a bumpy ride. You're kind of moving up and down a lot. These are large creatures and they kind of throw their weight around. So you do find that it's a bit of effort just in the core and the legs, just keeping yourself stable on top of it. Just like riding any horse over rough terrain is. The hours begin to tick past. 1 hour, 2, 3, 4. The sun is high above you now, and because you left before dawn, and the heat of the day is really becoming significant, but you're still moving at a good clip. About 5 hours in total pass. You cross an overflowing stream, through a maze of thorns, traverse ridges and ravines up one slope and down another for hours, before eventually you come to a small stream. And before it is a kind of half-moon shaped... Sorry, I thought there was a new message. Half-moon shaped kind of glade. This nice clearing in the underbrush where there's just a gentle layer of leaf litter and other, nuts and other things that have fallen from the trees on the ground, and a single large, very ancient-looking tree that just towers for maybe 200 feet straight up in the air is just kind of anchored in the center of this grove, with some of its big roots kind of leaving the ground and then going back down in some areas on the stream. And then kind of calls to us up. It's like, best to let the animals drink and take a rest for ourselves. We're entering to midday. It's going to get hot. Nice shade here. One of my favorite spots, actually. And you kind of all unsaddle and get things The animals immediately go over to the water. Icarus dunks his whole head in and is drinking from underwater, as some dogs do, because he's weird.
You know what, Icarus?
He looks
I
up at you,
know. As you were.
panting.
Exile.
Yes.
Doggy.
Acrobatics or athletics?
To do what?
Climb the tree.
Your choice. But you also have a climb speed, so you don't really need to roll.
Oh, I forget.
How high are
about
you climbing?
that. As far as the branches will let me, so as far as I can, that will continue to support my weight, basically.
That's a good long climb, my friend.
Yes. Well, I don't. He didn't say how long we're planning to stop here, so.
Oh, you're... Well, if you're sure of yourself, be careful. She won't mind.
She?
What?
What are you talking about?
How high up off the ground are you? Did you hear that reply?
I don't think I would have gotten very far before he would have said that.
Don't worry about it. Just figure of speech, so to speak.
Oh no.
They
Anyway,
did it.
I've been meaning to ask you about your Eternity Balgorus lizard thing. I've never seen a creature like him before, and he seems to understand you when you speak that dragon tongue.
He is
What,
a drake.
He's not a drake.
Yes.
So he's a dragon? A type?
Dragonoid.
Fascinating.
Just like myself and son Nemoris.
Puppy.
Your kin. Interesting.
Yes and no.
We don't see creatures like that around here. Not that I'm familiar with, anyway. The ocelot's such a peculiar thing.
Yes. Well, I mean, he is kin to me as the same as the ocelot would be kin to you and Lady
This
Scratch.
is all they implied.
Yes. We are not family.
Did not think he was your brother.
No, no. Wrong color.
Well, that's the only implication. That's
Wow.
only the color's the problem? Because I almost said
That's
Khajiit. No,
racist.
back to you, we are like a
Khajiit.
rainbow. My father looked like me. My mother, white. I am not
It
white
does
tiger.
sometimes happen. I've never seen my parents. I can assume that they were both blue dragonborn as well. But it is not unheard of for a clutch to...
Yeah, Dragonborn tend to take after their parents, but people haven't been line bred for color. Most Dragonborn will marry individuals of another color just over time, and as such, as those genetics trickle down, it's not at all uncommon for a clutch for one thing, Dragonborn do give birth to live young.
Yeah, it still
They're
calls
mammals.
it clutch.
Yeah.
In my headcanon, we still call them the clutch.
They do generally give birth to twins or triplets, though. But single births are not uncommon at all. Generally speaking, it wouldn't be surprising if you had 3 different colors come out of one.
On average, most clutches, though there was one of the members of my order, he was a black dragonborn, but his parents were more silver in color. Strange. It might be why they gave him up to the monastery, but that's a different story.
Damn.
I did not understand that racism was so pronounced among your people.
Oh, it's nothing to do with not in my lands. It's more of when the lands are fallow, it's not unheard of for families to give their children up to the monastery, and they are raised there and become further knights of the order. It's honestly quite common.
So you are sending the extra daughter to the temple solution.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with that. People need a place.
Trust me,
And if
Val
they give
loves
you
it.
purpose, That's good.
You are a different story, murderer.
You?
Hmm.
Why do you think they're being quiet?
Listen,
Still,
there's some animosity here.
It's a long story.
Another time.
I must say, you are a very peculiar group. We have a human who is older than dirt by the looks of it. No offense.
Dirt.
It's just figure of speech, I hear sailors say. We
You heard
have
it from her. Yeah, that's about right.
we have 2 dragonborn from roughly same place. 2 green-skinned friends. One from Dolos, I want to say. Accent
Can-
not the place. Yes. I heard word. Lot of folk from Dolos coming to the city recently. Apparently, there's a war.
Yeah, I've heard too. I hope the graces of my God meet my family.
And to me, I wish the same for you as well. From what I understand, Dolos is in conflict frequently, and it does not do kind of things to the people.
Yeah, a lot of racism as he bi his eyes onto Belgoris.
Fun fact: the oldest dirt is 3.7 billion years old.
Yeah, the Earth was a bit liquid before that.
Liquid.
Older than
Magma.
dirt. It's on water.
I love that you just Googled the oldest dirt.
I did.
You know what? I would respond to your
I'll
jibe,
go as
but I would leave it alone.
I'll go as Rossby. Bury the hatchet, as it were.
What, the hammer?
Is
No.
there somewhere it's supposed to go?
Preferably in your anime, if you want to be that
to be
inclined.
fair, we have similar flays, but it involves the axe going into the skull, so maybe don't do
Yeah,
that.
look, I'm just looking to get my feelings, and I'm not looking to get my fists on. We still got to work together for now.
Moving on,
Yes.
though. Then we have a Minotaur, which I've seen 2 of in my life. You are the second one. Not a common folk to have traveling at all. Good to meet you. But why are you here? And I'll get to you in a moment, he says, kind of looking at you, Lotus.
Rude. Good luck, though.
Looking through, you see... 1 second. I will show you exactly what you see, in fact. I have a picture for it.
He anticipated you, monkey climbing up the tree.
I think someone's got to climb those trees.
You guys don't get to see it. Only he gets to see it, because he's the one up at the top of the tree.
Nice.
Gets to come
So-
down and explain it to us.
Ghost, this is what you see,
that's if I choose to.
leading to the south.
Oh. Okay.
Pretty, huh?
Uh-huh. Wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. It's a bit flat up here, but it gets pretty rocky in the middle of the island where you'll be moving through.
Yeah. Interesting. Very interesting.
Yes. In any case, go back to you. I've had dealings with Fae before. Normally they do not just stroll about with others. What brings you here?
Stuff and things.
That is about as specific as I ever expect a Fae to be, so I should not be surprised, yet I still somehow expected an answer.
You're a man who's traveled much.
To be fair, I met the Fae closer to home.
There's probably a few things that is. I would assume it in this list.
You're sitting less than a mile from one.
As long as they don't ask for our firstborn for passage.
Oh, is that?
Oh,
is
every
that
single
true?
one of you owes a debt to me. You're
I'll-
not
I-
even
I'll-
supposed to give a Fae anything.
Maybe I'll tell you the story another time. Suffice to say, after that encounter, we both ended up winners. I got Izan. She got the kid she wanted.
What?
And as he says that,
so
you
he
hear
is a-
laughter echoing from the terrain around you, like this discordant woman's laughter.
What did she get?
Oh,
I at this point,
ah.
Garash is just close enough to hear it, and his head like kind of looks down. What did you do with a fae?
You must be a special one then, Tiger Man.
Look, I'd like
What?
to stop here because the pleasant company. It's I mean it's pleasant as long as you're too careful. Isn't that right, Mai? And as you all and you just hear, you know, you can't just tease me with the story of how you knocked up my sister and bring such hunky boys to my grove every time you come through the city. To the city, asshole. And you turn, and as you whip around, you see a tall and slender woman with light brown skin textured like bark. Her form basically completely shrouded by the shifting veil of leaves step out of the tree you are all standing under. And she kind of walks over and like crosses her arms in an indignant posture towards Ink. Well,
So that's
if
what
you
she
stop
meant.
being so funny, I'll stop
Ah.
messing with your sister-in-law. Oh, I'm the funny one. Shall I tell your friends about the time you tried to sneak off to her grove and got chased by a Kyrex through the village naked? No?
Yes.
Yeah,
By all means.
Jesus Christ, literally turns her
I like stories.
literally
You should be a little more careful around.
Anyway, I still don't know what she saw in you. But besides the points, usually I don't let people into my grove so freely, she says, just turning to you. But you're friends of Izan. Not... And she says Izan, specifically. Hey. And Ink, I suppose. Sorry, I'm trying to remember the voice here. But I am curious. You are an interesting group. And hello, distant sister, she says, kind of nodding towards you, Lotus.
I wave.
This dryad who has emerged amongst all of you.
Sorry about taking the liberty of climbing up the tree.
It's fine. I got a lovely view of your ass on the way up.
Yep. Be wary of this one. Dryads are tricky creatures.
Noted.
Well, aren't you a smart one? Might I have your name?
No.
Clever. See? He'd actually survive in the Feywild. Might you tell me your name? I'm Mai.
I am a paladin of the Order of Sacred Ashes. That is all you need to know.
He already owes me a debt.
I'm not trying to step on your shoes, girl. On your toes, girl. I'm just curious. It's such an interesting group. We don't get so many foreigners through here often.
Icarus, stay away from her.
Aw. And what's wrong with that? And she kind of speaks in this weird ethereal tone. Icarus just kind of walks up and sits down, and she gives him a pet. He's a good boy. What's wrong?
You lay a hand on him, and my vengeance will be unending.
That
on you
does.
and everything you hold
My
dear.
hand's already on him,
Relax
big boy.
yourself, Dragonborn. The Dryads are usually friendly. At least they were
Not
where we
where
came
I'm
from.
Rocks, yes.
Uh,
I'm friendly too, for the matter. Look,
They're
I'm not
only
here to-
concerned about their forest.
Yes, and you've been rather respectful to it, so why should I mind? I'm not off to kidnap people this day.
Exactly.
usually they only.
Goris,
kidnap
we're
people when
also passing
people have
through.
done something.
I know Dryads get a reputation, but there's a reason Ink is alive. Me and my sisters have alternative arrangements for such matters.
I could think of worse things to get kidnapped by.
There are much better things to let them go eventually, because then they come back.
Yes. And what about those you don't let back?
That's not
Usually
really
the-
how I operate.
Usually those people have incurred the wrath of
Believe me,
nature
anyone who's
anyways.
keep around
Or
doesn't
a
get
starving
bored.
villager that is going out to harvest wood.
They know better than to come and mess with me. There's plenty of forest here, and most of it is not claimed. I don't care if you cut down some trees off away from me, but if you mess with my grove, there will be consequences. If someone came into your house and started breaking things, I'm sure you would be displeased. But if they went over to the woods and started building their own, would you mind?
You're kinda tricky, and you claim things that the normal or average mortal mind would never understand. And then you expect everyone to understand and adhere to your rules.
You must not
And
have a
you
lot of
punish
rangers
those.
where you're from.
We have rangers, but the monsters where I am from are usually just that.
You're from somewhere far
And looking
colder
both
and more
look
boring.
over at Roxby, monsters.
Then let me enlighten you somewhat, friend from the north. Creatures of all kinds, fae, humanoid, creatures like Izan, dragons, bacterium. I shouldn't say that. You don't know about bacterium. Mice. When everything is plentiful, and she kind of just gestures around her, there's not much need for conflict. When resources are scarce, such as a little windswept grove on the side of a cold mountainside, you might have to get a bit more defensive of what little you have, don't you think? Food for thought. In any
Or
case,
if you are a creature who can understand and speak tongue. I could understand if you were a wild creature defending your cave, like an owl bear or a snow leopard. But you're a sentient creature. And you still enforce your authority on those who have no power to stop you. That is my problem with your kind.
is he always like this?
Yeah, he's pretty.
Yeah.
All dark and brooded? Yes.
Prickly?
Pretty intense.
Is that why? Is it to do with him being a vampire or something?
I-
And goes, what?
You watch as Balgoris pulls out his hammer.
Balgoris, you
What's going
feel.
Now you're going to go into timeout.
I instantly draw.
Put him
I
in a
draw. I draw
timeout.
my bow. Like the second he pulls out the hammer, I draw the bow.
My God, why are you all so?
Oh, so
Put
much
it
drama.
away now.
Oh, such drama.
Balgoris, you feel. Lifting off the ground.
He can make a save against it
Make
if he
a
doesn't
save.
want to.
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
he ain't
you're
going
all
on
yeah,
so
he-
dramatic.
You just watch as you watch as like this bloody aura starts to come over him, and he just sits right back down.
Put the hammer away.
This one's a
So
trouble.
you're trusting this creature.
Right
Has
now,
she
we are
attacked
in-
us?
We are in her house. She can easily deal with us. Put it away.
This is true.
And besides, this is. Aunt. Sister-in-law?
I say that mostly sarcastically. We're not quite that attached, but Ink as a friend is definitely what I regard him as.
Okay.
I called him an in-law.
He's the father of my niece. In your
Balgoris looks
terms?
at all of you with your weapons pointed at him.
He must have the
I'm
weapon out.
not doing none
I
of this.
didn't
I'm
hold no weapons
have
Just
out.
Garrish
Well,
pointing a bow at you. That's it.
Okay, he looks at Garish with the weapon pointed out at him.
Fine. We shall trust this creature.
And the hammer disappears into the ethereal.
And Balgoris, I may be friend.
With the hammer. I like that.
I may be from the desert, but I know that most those fairs, like you don't pick a fight with them, they'll leave you alone.
When we're stuck in this world trying to make a living amongst mortals, yes, we do have to make exceptions. Our nature is to
I'll put
be
the bow away
creative,
after
chaotic.
the hammer goes away.
We're troublemakers. There's no denying that. But
You prefer entertainment over being boy.
that's
And
a
in my
very
defense,
good way to
the
phrase
reason why Balgoris is acting this way, and this is my headcanon, most of the Fae he's only had to deal with have been unseelie. He has never dealt with a Seelie court Fae.
Yeah, this is effectively just a Seelie Dryad who's just having a pleasant conversation with you. Yeah.
Balgoris has dealt with nothing but unseelie, and he's just like, nope.
Yeah, and as I implied, like Dryads run the gambit. The ones near you, bit more prickly.
Yeah. The ones near
They also don't look pretty like this. They look more like wood
They look more
wraiths
like
from Warhammer.
a twisted
They-
kind of
yeah, I was gonna say
yeah,
they probably look
gnarled
closer to
elves.
tree ants and stuff.
Yeah, a little more woody, a little more like an angry pine tree that's been hit by too many storms.
Garrosh is used to ones like this more than likely because oh hey, he lived near a great forest.
Yeah, there were some dryads in the forest, and mostly people knew where they were, and you just stayed away.
You either stayed away or in Rangers' cases, you made like truces with them.
I will say, there were scenarios where you had to go and negotiate for the return of some teenage boys who got, or like, boys who got a little bit too enthusiastic in their interest. The dryads let them go.
After they were
But they-
entertained. They had to get
Belgor's is used to
entertained.
seeing, oh yeah, the dryads return return the person as a dried out husk.
No, they were well and alive when they gave them back to you.
Skill issue.
While to us is
Skill issue.
hasn't really done much in terms of
Look, if you
Fae.
drain them dry, then they can't come back later, and it's way better the second time around anyway, because they know what they're doing then.
I must say, son,
Is that why
what
they
Fae
always,
have you had
you
to
know,
deal with?
That
Shame.
explains why it was always teenage boys.
The Fae of my land are not pleasant.
Where's your land?
Or
I
amicable.
know it's cold, based on your
Marrakesh.
personality and the fur.
Marrakesh. The Fae there are
Oh.
all monsters.
Well,
and
that's in the
must be hunted.
south. In the north, yes, cold, frigid. You're gonna have Oni prowling about. Why would you be friendly around Oni?
Ew.
We are not. At least, we weren't.
Our world is just as diverse as yours, even more so in many ways. And while I can't speak for those still living in the wild, those of us who've crossed over have to make our living one way or another. Some choose their powers for more duplicitous means, more problems. They end up getting the attention of those who don't like them. Their groves get burned, their towns destroyed. It's really rather tragic. Those of us who learn to coexist end up with
Welcome back,
annoying
Nico.
tabaxi who like to tease us. Inks just kind of like shrugs. Like, in any case, you're welcome to stay here as long as you need. But the road ahead is getting a little bit more dangerous, darling. You might want to get a move on. Last I heard, there's another flash flood moving. Rockspeed says, your in-law sounds fun. I think, oh, believe me, I can be a ton of fun.
Don't trust it. I don't trust it. I don't trust
What
it.
My wife is
Who are
quietly
you?
chanting
She
in the
says as she
background.
walks
"Hit
directly
on
up to
rocks."
the ocelot. What are you doing here, friend? Oh. Oh, okay. Never mind that. And she just kind of walks away. Didn't realize he's the one who sent you here.
Wait, you can speak to it?
I can speak
Hold
to
on.
anything.
She's a dryad, of course she can.
Yes, but even I've been struggling to get it to talk.
Maybe it didn't want to talk to you?
Can you speak Sylvan, by the way, Garish?
Yes.
Yeah, you heard the ocelot
Fluently.
speak Sylvan.
Since when did you? Okay,
You haven't
and
let
I
them
are
know
going
who
to...
you are. Naughty. Oh. Didn't realize you were ordered to. My bad.
You and I are going to be speaking next.
I thought something was off about that little one.
Nice and
Just
slow
imagine
evil.
Belgoris cast Divine Sense and reveal shit. He could.
No, I've already been around the ocelot.
You have never cast Divine Sense near it. I've been keeping very close track of that. In fact.
Oh, really? I kind of want to now, but you already said something, and
Well,
that feels
she
kind of
already
leading.
said that the ocelot is a fae. You guys just missed it, as I said. She said, I can speak to any fae.
Good for her.
You know, I'm not surprised. I am not surprised. I'm not surprised. This is what you get for partying with Faye.
I
Yes,
knew
there's
there
weird
was
things
something up
happen.
with her. I knew there was something up with her.
Well, someone wants to keep a
You
close
should have
eye on
known.
her, probably. She says, saying that to you, Lois.
Wayward princess.
I kind of figured.
Don't worry. A lesser spirit on a task will never deviate from it. You can trust that one.
My kitty.
Would you mind releasing your enthrallment on Icarus?
I didn't enthrall him. I just called him a good boy, and he walked over.
Icarus!
Icarus just kind of looks back
I
with
showed
a
your pet
what kind of
decency.
look.
She offered
He
pets.
just likes her.
Do you want me to enthrall him?
No!
Do you want me to enthrall you?
You couldn't handle it.
Oh,
Could I? Make a wisdom
you
save.
just challenged a fae.
Oh. Make a wisdom
Yeah.
save. Yeah.
You can play with him, but he already belongs to
Oh.
me.
Yeah, that's a failure.
Okay. Yeah.
Damn it.
You see the most beautiful woman you have ever seen standing before you.
Oh, he fell for it.
See, I know you're playing me.
Yes.
Please don't, like, overdo it with him. We do need to move along, as you said.
I know you're playing me.
Yes, but
I
you
do
were
love
the...
when they know they're being tricked. Come here.
Get away from the wall.
Damn it.
You're compelled to walk
And
to her.
Balgorse disappears into the woods.
No, you are compelled to walk over to her.
Yep. Balgorse walked over.
Doesn't he like elves with a certain
Yes, he
Yes.
does.
with a certain
What's
look?
that about being able to handle you? And she taps you on the nose and drops the enthrallment.
Balgorse just like you watch
Scrambles.
as he shakes his head. And he looks at her.
If I wanted to do you harm, why would I let you go?
I'm willing to accept the fact that you are good.
Character
As much as
growth,
it is against
impressive.
everything.
Glad to hear it.
But trust me, I have never left a dissatisfied customer.
Oh, no!
Wow.
Oh, no!
Bro.
Well then. Come back later. Seems like you're a little preoccupied at the moment.
I have a quest.
Indeed,
You have multiple.
he does.
How do you know?
Considering we have 2 active contracts right now.
No, I was talking to her, not you. You know everything that I have.
No, I know nothing about what you have to do. I only know your name is Balgoris because your friends keep saying it. You didn't even tell it to me yourself.
Real.
I know you're from Marrakesh. I know you're from the Order of Sacred Ash, and I know that you're cute.
You're a
Aw,
tricky
she
one.
called you cute.
You're a tricky one.
That's in my nature, darling. She kind of just
You're a
gives you a
tricky
gentle
one.
pat in the cheek and just.
Oh, you know what? We need to hurry up and move on. We need to move on. Gormalgus, forgive me. God.
And you, though, she says, turning to Sebastian.
Oh.
You haven't seen Bob recently, have you?
Oh no, it's been far too long.
Bob?
That's good. Last time he came through, he was not pleased. He's still raving about that incident back in, well, you know.
Yes. If you see him, tell him I'm sorry. But
It was a couple centuries ago. I doubt he'll be
my
back
fault.
through anytime soon, but we'll see.
Oh.
Couple
Well, if you do,
Did
I
anyone
wouldn't
else
mind.
hear
I
that?
wouldn't mind letting me know.
Of course.
Thank you.
How old are you, old man?
Anyway, I need to get going, unfortunately. There's a badger trying to dig a hole in the wrong place. One moment, and she just disappears.
I feel sorry for the badger.
What?
You hear a squeal in the distance and see a creature running away.
Oh. Yep.
This is why I don't like dealing with Fae. Present company
Hey!
excluded.
Look,
Present company
okay, I'm not
excluded.
trying that hard to sound like a woman. It's cadence and things, okay?
It's
Your wife is
great.
allowed to tackle.
Also, Rox gets a good chuckle to himself and goes, "Heh heh, Belgoris got blue balled."
You look like you do have
If
an
anything,
erection.
I got.
You're not sure when that
anything, I
occurred.
clam jammed her. Thank
Aren't
you very
his balls
much.
always blue?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Good point. Good point.
Wait, are they internal?
I don't like all these questions and accusations. And I clam jammed her. Let it be known.
I'm sorry. But yes, his balls are always blue.
You know?
He gets red balls instead.
God.
I'm eating fruit while petting my cat. Fucking goddamn it! I spit in my mouth.
And you could have stuck up for me better, Lotus. I thought we were friends.
I told her that she could play with you, but you belong to me already.
Have a good night.
I don't remember
Have a good night. Hey,
Have a
Nico.
good night, Nico.
Night,
I
Nico.
don't remember a transaction of you own me. I'm not a slave, and I will be
No,
owned
but-
by no one.
No, but you owe me, so.
That is true. I do owe you a favor.
Inkai says, I am curious about two things. One, how that occurred, but we'll talk later. Second, you're a vampire?
A story for another time.
And you're all okay with this?
I don't feed
I
on
haven't
people.
seen him eat somebody yet. So.
And it's all
He's
the same
very
That's-
controlled about
Oh.
it.
That's what the tortoise was for. Look, if you need to find creatures, just... Okay, I know why you didn't tell me, but from now on, if you need, we can hunt for you. That's fine. I'd rather you be well satiated. Sounds like a
Your
long story. Let's get moving. before May
your
comes back.
amicability is greatly appreciated.
I've dealt with all sorts.
Uh,
He kind of gestures to the tree. Not the weirdest.
Don't tell me you fucked the tree too.
No,
Yeah.
just a sister.
Oh, that was
That's the
No,
sister.
just a sister.
It's a whole new meaning to a
Not a
hard
west.
on.
And she was not a tree when it happens.
No, I will have to say this is on. Or ink. High five. High five.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
Yo, give me-
they're not
What?
twins,
Game,
but it's fairly
game
similar.
recognized game. The man has pull.
Hops down for the tree. Were you just like how are you wielding a bow up there? Were you like hanging from your
I
legs
was-
and aiming a bow
no.
down at him?
No, I was laid out up against. So my legs were laid along a branch, and my back was just against a tree or against the
Gotcha.
tree. So when he started doing that shit, I literally just pulled it out from the quiver and was aimed down at him.
Okay.
It's something that I've done before.
Yeah.
Not with a bow, but with a gun. So
Okay.
So I'm guessing, if I notice the language that he was speaking under her breath, but, they react.
Are you speaking celestial?
Sinks, yes.
Sphinx, she wouldn't understand it.
Mm.
She wouldn't
It
necessarily
sounded-
be able to recognize anything special about it.
Also, what was
Okay.
that language you were speaking? It sounded like you were trying to speak Celestial, but you had like a, pardon my French, a hairball in your throat.
yes.
I like that too, as a
You need to
listening.
brush up on it a bit.
I don't think you had listened to when I was explaining to the boss what heritage I might have had. It's
So this
Mm.
conversation happens as you remount.
What is
and continue.
segregation on the screen?
What?
There's
Mm.
there's orc with an orc. There's dragon with a
That's who
dragon.
we're
There's
riding with.
people with horns. With
Again,
people with
the
horns.
dinosaurs are not particularly smart, so it's best to have two riders who have at least some similarities. In the case of the I keep saying Khajiit, and I'm trying not to.
Khajiit has awareness.
Human,
If you
because
have
those
both.
are the people that the dinosaurs are most used.
Uma?
Oh god.
What is the Skooma equivalent?
Kraken, agony, not agony.
Someone need Kraken?
Catnip, literally.
Oh wait, I don't have it. Never
It's
mind.
just catnip.
So wait, how is
Literally.
how is Corky scratched like an old man?
You
They
wanna see?
both have a lot of hair.
No, the there you go. There. Oh no.
They're
So
hairy.
the answer is that the dinosaurs have been socialized to humans and tabaxi primarily because those make up the majority of the village that interacts with them. That's why they work together. They're the least new.
Why did the rest
And
of
also,
the
look, it was funnier to pair. It was funnier to pair Turbius with Lotus than Lotus with Scratch.
I mean, that's true.
I'm still waiting on Nefer's response if Nefer decides to say anything to me.
I'm just cuddling Nefer while I'm stuffing fruit in my face, and I don't really give a shit about what's going on.
What was
Wild.
what was
Like
your
a fake.
question to Nefer about? Oh, about like should talk to you?
No, because she said, "Oh, you're with
It's in the
him," and
log.
like speaking in Sylvan, and I understand it, so I'm just like,
Interestingly
he
enough, you
speak-
didn't
he speaks
hear
Mm.
Nefer speaking. You saw the mouth moving, you couldn't hear it.
no, but I knew she was speaking to him in Sylvan.
Yeah, you
with-
heard her speaking in Sylvan. You did not hear Nefer's responses.
Oh, Nefer is a girl, by the way.
Yeah, her. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yes.
that
Icarus
Still.
is a boy.
Yes.
that
A
still.
proud boy who will betray me at the second someone offers him a good head pat.
He's a good boy.
I'm not saying he's not a good boy. And also, he can understand what I say. I'm not going to speak to him like a child. He's not a simple dog.
He's got an IQ of 4. That's about your average 2-year-old or 3-year-old.
You're a good boy.
He is sentient. He can count.
That's dumber than a dog. A dog is like a 7-year-old.
He can only count to 4, though. He's only got 4 limbs.
I can only count to 4. I can only count to 4.
Great, but
Hey, that's pretty smart for an ogren.
That is true.
Yeah.
He would be a captain in the Ogren Corps.
He'd be a bonehead.
if I did, or
I
since
like
I did
Opera.
ask Nefer that, does she respond at all or no? Do I
No,
get a
she does
look?
not.
Okay.
She looks at you and she kind of nods in acknowledgement, but then shakes her head and does not reply.
You and me are going to have a conversation one of these times.
She shakes her head again.
Don't you shake your head.
Kitty.
I mean, she is a cat.
And
I
also,
know.
She tilts her head towards Belgoris as if to say, "Yup."
if it is a fae, then judging by the conversation, then I'm
Not
guessing. Judging by the conversation between I'm guessing the Lynx is a fae, since it was speaking of fae language I don't understand. And
For a fae. That is the part that I'm trying to find out. Because now I'm wondering what is going on here. Especially since I've tried talking to her before.
Why is it so
And
weird? Fae
I
are
don't-
everywhere.
Our friends are more.
No,
than
they
you.
are not.
Yes, they are.
They're
Just because you don't see them doesn't mean they're not there.
she does
She's
have a
right, you
point.
know.
No, there is no trickery me on this. They are not everywhere.
They are in a lot of places.
I feel you
Whatever
need more
makes you feel
exposure
better.
to them, my friend.
I would rather not. Between the ones that try to kill me and the ones that try to fuck me, I'm Phil. Thank you very much.
they would
I
have a
don't
fuck.
feel you would
Are
have
you
an
though?
opposition to the
Are
second.
you?
What the?
Locust is okay.
I said it. I just said
WTF?
I don't know what he's speaking, but alright then.
It's Noodle!
He's speaking noodle.
Mm.
I do love that the language works.
yeah. Or just
You had your own snacks.
That's all I ate today.
He's not.
I got it in English that time.
I had the pancake or the waffles and bacon
I
too.
had like one waffle and like 2 fucking pieces of bacon.
Two
It's
Look, I
my
speak
waffles.
rectangle.
Yo, speaking rectangle.
square.
Yeah.
Hmm.
The
Pardon.
alphabet. There's only a couple of alphabets. It's based on those, but it does different things.
There we go. That's a proper language.
How many people
What?
can speak that one?
Man, that looks fucking demonic.
Wait a second. Why do you speak this, Quirky? Why do you just know that?
Oh, you
I-
can
hang
speak
on,
that
guys. So I
one.
want to say something. I don't want to cut today's session short, but the next segment I have is going to take a full like hour and a half to 2 hours to go through. We do not have the time for that, so I think it would be better to stop now and catch up next week, just because rather than stopping halfway through, because we got a whole lot ahead of us, and we spent a lot of time waiting to get started and then talking, and we were off topic the whole night, so we just don't have enough time to get through what I had planned.
That's fine, man. Hey, you can
Yeah,
call it
that's
even if
fine.
you need to. That's
Yeah,
fine.
I
I'm
am
gonna call it
sorry
Matt.
that I needed chocolate.
I think we still had some fun with some of the encounters at least.
Yeah.
And Valgoris now has another booty call.
Oh God.
Oh no.
The fact that you.
Definitely bard-like.
Yeah, I was gonna say. You claim to be paladin, but you know, at the rate the booty
There's
calls are
nothing
going.
that says paladins are chaste.
Yeah,
That's
he's
so that-
also like, yeah, his order's not.
I
His
never
order
said they-
members of the
they had
order
to be-
frequently get married and have children within the order. Like that's the norm.
And remember, one of the stories Balgor said is like he and a bunch of the other guys of the order and some of the girls would go down to the tavern and go and get some. It was perfectly encouraged for them to engage in their delights.
Wow,
Rubbing
sex.
in, I suppose.
Yeah, there was a blonde elf girl named Pharrell there.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, like all things in the universe, I must be doing it. That is my voice.
And anywho, I hope you all have a good rest of your weekend. And, well, a good rest of your night. To all those that are tuned in or plan on watching this, I bid you all a good rest of your weekend. And, with any luck, hopefully this D&D session, just, if I can talk for once, damn. Sessions go well and continue to happen. Because I'm actually enjoying this. Anywho, I'm just Longshot, signing off.